Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about the different kinds of inks that you can use for your paper crafting. So we have dye inks and we have pigment inks. The difference between the two is dye inks seep into the paper when you stamp something, and pigment inks stay on the top and they take a while to dry. So VersaFine, I use this ink a lot when I'm going to emboss. If I need a black greeting, I will use VersaFine ink. And like I showed you in the other video with the place card, I will use this. I will put the embossing, well, I will put the powder on first. It's a little square that has powder in it so that nothing else sticks. You're going to put that on first. And then you put the VersaFine, and then you stamp it, and then you put your embossing powder, and you heat it up, and it gives a shine to whatever you stamped. That's good. This is good for that. Also, there's VersaClear, which I can't find right now. I don't know why. But that is a clear pigment ink that you stamp, and then you use clear because you may want to emboss with, like this is a rose gold color. Or this is a pretty blue with some glitter inside it. That's really pretty. So you would use that type of ink. You would use the clear one if you were going to emboss with a color. So VersaFine is a good choice, and also Memento Tuxedo Black ink is also another good choice. Now, when you stamp, like I'll give you an example here. This is a dye ink, so if I stamp using this, that's it. It's just gonna, it's gonna absorb into the paper. But let's say I want to use this Distress Oxide. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. Let me get this one. This is a pigment ink from VersaFine Clear. See how the difference is? This one is into the paper, and that one sits on top. No smudging. No smudging. This one doesn't smudge because it's VersaFine Clear. This one is an awesome pigment ink. I don't use pigment inks too often to stamp with because, like I said, they smudge, okay? But this particular pigment ink does not smudge. Let me get another pigment ink. I'll show you, like, okay, so let's do this one, right? So we'll stamp with that, but then see, smudges. Isn't that something? I think this is the only pigment ink they have out there that doesn't smudge when you use it. And like I said, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So as you see, I'm putting a lot on. Okay. That one's smudged. Well, it's not now because it's drying. Look, no smudge. No smudge, and it's pigment. It's unbelievable. But yet this one, oh, see, no, it did. It still did. Not as bad as that one, but trust me. Yeah, see, they smudge. So I would suggest that if you are going to use a pigment ink for stamping, not for embossing, but let's say you want to stamp a couple of flowers or something. I am not a fan of pigment ink just for regular stamping. Embossing, yes. Regular stamping, no. But I would use the VersaFine Clear, definitely, because no smudge, okay? It dries quick. Now, Tim Holtz has Distress inks, and I don't have any more of his. I just have all Distress Oxides now, but I want to show you the good thing about this. Tim Holtz Distress Oxide is pigment and dye ink combined. The beauty about that is let's see, like it blends much better. I'm gonna give you an example here. This one's Gina K, just premium dye ink, all right? And I go to blend it. See, it's like, see how it's not really blending that great. I mean, you can do it, but it's not that great to me. I don't think so. Now, Tim Holtz Distress Oxide. I'm sorry if this is not in the middle. I'm trying to do this as best I can, but you know, sometimes I'm over here. It's difficult because I'm standing up, and so with Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, watch the difference. See that? Much more easy to blend, right? Versus this regular dye ink here that just, you know, it just doesn't, you know, it's not as smooth as this goes. Now, this is also water reactive, the Distress Oxide. So if you have water, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on one moment and I'll show you. Okay, I'm back. So the Distress Oxide inks, as I showed you right here, is also water reactive. So let's say you want to spray. I'm going to take my water bottle here and just spray a little bit, right? It's water reactive, so you blot and see what happened. So you can layer and layer as much as you like, as many colors as you want. You can spray the water on, get this effect. Let's say you want to do some more blending. You can blend until the cows come home. It's a really good product. The only thing I will say, though, about this VersaClear is although it is pigment ink and it doesn't smudge and it has great coverage, if you're stamping it on a shiny piece of paper, it will smudge. So just make sure if you stamp, you know, just make sure it's not a shiny piece of paper. Like this is just ugly cardstock that I don't like, and I figured this would be scrapped to show you in the video. Just make sure it's just not shiny. You will have no problems. So I hope this was helpful for you. Have a great night. Happy crafting, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.